Hi everybody, it's Deanna with toolsofenergyprotection.com, your energy shift expert, where I talk about the energies that we're currently being presented with and how to shift dynamically with them. And boy, oh boy, August is full of dynamic energies. I'm going to wait just a little bit to see how many people can jump on here real quick. If you are seeing this live, please go ahead and forward it to your friends so they can get on live with us. This is a huge shift, and we just have to get that message out. If you are not live on this transmission, if you can please share this with people that you think might be interested in knowing what's happening right now, I would really appreciate it. God, Spirit, or Source today was talking to me about these huge shifts that are going on. I have so much to share. I don't know if I can fit it all in this small broadcast. But what I do know is there are a lot of people turning to metaphysics to find out what's happening right now because they can't explain it otherwise. So please help me by sharing this video. Now, before we get to what I came on today, right now, what's happening is I'm getting a lot of phone calls about not being able to sleep. There's been several people that have talked to me today that say they simply cannot sleep. They're staying awake, they're pacing back and forth, they're reading, they're taking showers, they're having glasses of wine, attempting to get to sleep, and they're just not finding it. There's a reason for that. The energies that are shifting right now are so prolific and so dynamic that even if you're not metaphysically aware, guess what? It has your attention. So here's what's happening, and here's the important message. Right now, today is August the 7th, and there was a full moon that exploded last night, and I say that lovingly, and it shifted the frequencies on this planet and combined with some other planets that are in our solar system, and it's going to continue. And myself, I came into work today and I had a real hard time focusing. I paced back and forth. I'm normally not like that. I'm right on it. I have my list of things to accomplish for the day, and I'm taking one after the next because there's so much work to do in this field. But today I couldn't sit still. Did anybody else feel like that today, or am I the only one? So finally I was able to meditate, and I talked to God, and I said, hey, what's happening? Why are we feeling this way? Okay, here's the deal. Bottom line, there is going to be a lunar shift every 7 days. There's the full moon today. There's the quarter moon on the 14th, there's the new moon solar eclipse on the 21st, and the first quarter moon on the 28th. So they're happening about once every 7 days, and that is a biblical number, and that's a tune or a tonal frequency as well. Then there is also a vibration that's existing between these shifts and chromosome number 7. Now, if you haven't heard me say this before, in our DNA, we have two sides to that. If you look at the DNA, it looks like a ladder, you know, like this, and one side is spiritual and one side is physical. And on that spiritual side, there are a lot of changes going on, and those people who are awake or aware or more ascended, speaking of ascended, sorry, my cell phone is telling me that it has a low battery, so I don't click it in here really quick. There we go. I'm going to lose you. Okay, so what's happening is the energy frequencies are going down to the root of chromosome number 7 in our physical bodies and shifting that chromosome to those of us that are awake, aware, or alert, and some of us that aren't. And it's asking us to really look at our relationship with ourselves and with spirit. I know I've been talking about this for months. It's here. it has arrived. So on today's article on toolsofenergyprotection.com, I talk about the clear message of truth and trust time. And when I was meditating, that's what I heard was it is truth and trust time. And later when I was writing things out and figuring things out to prepare for the energy shift inner circle tomorrow night, I was also told to look at Revelations 21. And if you look at Revelations 21, it talks in there about truth and trust. So this is the time. This is the time for introspection. This is the time to look at yourself. This is the time to accept God's Spirit or Source's love in your heart and wash clean everything else. We've all made mistakes in our lives. I have. And some of them I'm still paying for. You know, if you have a bill and you need to pay it, you're still paying. Doesn't matter if you're forgiven or not forgiven. But the point is that you can move yourself into a financially better position to pay down or pay off bills and create maybe some resource for yourself, to make wiser investments, to learn how to navigate your financial issues in a way that's more profitable for you, right? And in relationships, there may be relationships in our lives that have been toxic for years and we've been putting up with them and we've been tolerating them. If you truly do allow yourself to fill up with God, Spirit, or Source's love, you'll find that drawing those energetic boundaries are a little easier than they have been before. Some of us have toxic people in our day-to-day lives and we feel like we can't eject them or get away from them. I understand that. That's a time when we bring divine love in and bring it out so that our toroidal field, our spiritual energy field, is more complete and full, and it makes it a little bit easier to navigate that relationship with those people. But God or Spirit Source desires that you have a loving relationship with Spirit or Source and with yourself, and that is paramount. And that's what the Revelation is talking about if you choose to look. But my message today is that you look at yourself and your relationship with God, Spirit, or Source and ask to see the truth, the love, and the light in your life. And between now and the 28th in Ecclesiastes, in Ecclesiastes, it talks about there's a season for all things. Just a moment, it's over here, they tell me. Ecclesiastes 3, it talks about there's a time to weep, a time to laugh, a time to gather up, a time to embrace, a time to refrain from embracing. All the things that are listed in Ecclesiastes, it's telling us there's a time for. And right now we're being asked to look at those things to see if we've actually worked through them. Have we addressed them? Do we know when the right time is to gather things up, to throw things away, to complete things? Do we know when it's the time to love? Do we know when it's the time not to love? Do we know when it's the time to keep silent? Do we know when it's the time to speak? I encourage you to go look at the things that are listed in Ecclesiastes. If you're not a religious person, that's okay. You can look it up on the internet and look at what it's talking about. Those things are applicable to human lives and human hearts. And right now, our heart is asking, God is asking us to open our hearts and to really see what's going on right in front of us and inside of us. This is the time. That's why people are having trouble sleeping. I'm glad I found that out because myself, I'm not always sure why I don't sleep. Maybe I have too much on my mind because I'm an entrepreneur. My mind goes 90 to nothing and it's always seeking to accomplish something. And it rarely rests, which there is a time for rest. And I've been learning that over the last few months. So you may not have seen me available on the weekends. And that's why, because I'm learning to have that time to rest and refresh. So, because this shift is so dynamic, because so many people are feeling it and they're really desiring help and they're desiring more understanding so they can see what's going on for them, I'm offering 2 different things right now. So coming up on Tuesday, which is tomorrow if you're watching this video on Monday night, I'm offering an energy shift inner circle. In that circle, we will talk about what I talked about here, but more in detail. And I will also do a group energy clearing, which means everybody who's on the group at that time, the energy that they're ready for will be cleared and lifted. It'll make it easier for them to move forward. For those of you that have had a session with me before, you know what that feels like. So go on to toolsofenergyprotection.com and click on Inner Circle Energy Clearing. And that'll get you on for tomorrow night, where we'll discuss this and go further in detail so that you can navigate your life more easy. For those of you that are looking for that one-to-one appointment and the individualized time so we can more completely look at what's going forward for you, I'm actually expanding my hours from one day, which is Thursday at For Heaven's Sakes Books in Denver, to 3 days so that I can see as many of you as possible. If you would like to make an appointment, but you say, gee, my Learjet's in the shop, I can't fly to Denver on Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, no problem. You can call the bookstore at 303-964-9339 and get on my schedule, and we'll either FaceTime or we can Skype if you like, or we can just do the phone. Any of those will work. But my intention is to give you the most valuable information I can, help you to release the energies. Some of my clients have contacted me privately through the message here on Facebook, telling me that they feel like the devil is just throwing all kinds of things at them right now, that they're tripping over things, that things are in their face, that there's more tumultuous energy than there has ever been in their lives. That is true because the vibration of the lower, the darkness, is rising up. Because the vibration of the light is so great. The 7th, 8th, and 9th dimensional frequencies have opened up. And that's where the pure love is coming in and lifting us up. That pure love is encouraging us. And of course, if you're receiving that divine pure love, what happens? But the darkness rises. It's like, hey, wait a minute, I'm over here. Why are you looking the other way? Me, right? That's the attention that the darkness wants. And so it's going to throw anything it can in your way to cause you to trip up. The good news is you don't need to trip. Okay? If something bad comes up, if something debilitating comes up, if the darkness just seems like it's so big you can't see anything, take a moment, take a breath, and connect into your heart and ask God, Spirit, or Source to see the truth, the love, and the light of the situation, and ask for a way out. I guarantee you, if you ask for a way out, a way will be shown to you. A way will be given to you. I know this to be true. I've lived it myself. And there are days still when things seem overwhelming. And I ask God, please show me the path. Please show me the light. Open the doors wide so that I can see. Because I know that the darkness is just trying to drag me down. And I have a message to get out. I have a life of love to lead. And yes, there are things that get to me. I'm still in the body. And that's normal. But no matter where you are in your life, no matter what's causing you pain or anguish or hurt, Spirit will show you a way out. Focus on your heart. Breathe. Find a way to pray. Meditate. Read something uplifting. Get busy. Get moving. It's time to get moving. Please don't stay stuck. Please don't hide in the corner like a frightened person saying, I just can't get out. Please. Get the help you need. If you need to seek medical attention, if you need to seek psychological attention, if you need to seek ministerial, or me, I'm here to help you as well. But what's happening is this beautiful energy, this beautiful tide of loving, embracing energy is there. All you have to do is access it. Knock and the door is open. Ask and it is given. If you're still having problems, you can private message me. I'll do the best I can to help you. But the idea is to help yourself. Grab God's Spirit or Source's hand and walk across that troubled water. Sometimes troubled water is there because, as I've seen posted on Facebook, there's a little thing that comes up that says, the reason God takes you into troubled water is because your enemy can't swim. It's funny, but it isn't funny. But I will remind you of something that really touched my heart when I read it. Jesus was with his disciples, and they had just finished ministering to other people. And Jesus was fatigued, and he needed to rest. And so he said, I'm going to go up in the mountains for a little bit. And he sent his disciples out, and he said, I'll catch up with you later. So they went out, and they were going across the sea, and it became very tumultuous. It says the waves were high, and perhaps there was white spray, and the boat is going up and down. And Jesus walks out to it, and as he's walking out to it, his disciples see him. And they say, "Ooh, it's a ghost." And Jesus says, "No, silly, it's me." And they said, "If it's you, call to me and have me join you on the water." And so Jesus called and said, "Come." And one of the disciples stepped out over the boat. Can you imagine the faith it took to step from a sturdy object, like a boat, into water where most of us would sink on a stormy night? Just think of the faith level that took. But the disciples stepped out onto the water, waves and all, and walked towards Jesus. The faith that carried him across the water, knowing that when Jesus said, "Come," all he had to do was walk. But at one point, he kind of lost his focus. And down in the water he went. And Jesus reached over and pulled him up and said, "You lost your focus." Some of us have lost our focus. Some of us have to refocus every day. So in the morning, before you start your day, take a moment to meditate or pray and ask for the help to walk out of your boat and across your metaphorical water. What is it that you fear? What is it that's causing you the most upset in your life? Ask God, Spirit, or Source, or Jesus, if you like, to help you walk across your own stormy water and to pick you up should you fall or sink. It's the time. And the more of us that rise up, and the more of us that overcome fear, and the more of us that step out into that space of love, the faster that this planet will change. Right now we're living in a planet that has so much fear. It just blows my mind. Not literally. If you want to see what's really going on in this world and planet, take a breath and turn on the news and watch it. And ask yourself how many things are coming across that screen that say peace, love, hope, and joy, and the wonderful things that are happening. I'm sure that wonderful things happen every day, but we don't see them. Instead, we see fear and hate and all kinds of things that aren't happy. And if you watch night operas, if you turn the TV on at night, what are you watching there? Even with comedy, I see, when I've turned on TV at night, and the comedy, I see men insulting their wives, and wives insulting their husbands, and children being disruptive. I see just so many not positive things. And I see bombs, and I see guns, and I see, people killing each other. And I ask myself, where is the light? Where's the joy? Where are the programs that uplift and help us feel good about ourselves? Anyway, so the full moon energy shift that's just happened is stirring us up and asking us to really look at our lives. If you're just joining us, again, this energy shift has a lot to do with Ecclesiastes. And Ecclesiastes, even if you're not a biblical person, if you look it up on the internet, It says, for everything there's a season. There's a time to born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to pluck up that which is planted. Have a look at the rest. Think about your life. Think about what you're planting in your life right now. What do you need to uproot? These energy frequencies are going to come fast and furious between now and the 28th. And each week is going to ask us to examine different things within ourselves. And those of us that understand that can have a heads up. And it'll make it easier to walk that walk. Again, I will be in Denver for 3 days to help as many people as I can. I do half-hour sessions. If you would just like to talk to me for a half hour, I don't do that in my private practice. So if you call the store at 303-964-9339 and make an appointment, we'll go over what's happening for you, and we can set a game plan and going forward to help you to shift into that place of love and joy and get out of fear. It's really no place to be. I think that's it. I don't think I have anything left on my message. I looked at the notes that I took before. Again, I will be doing tomorrow night a inner circle energy shift, energy shift inner circle group. You can go to toolsofenergyprotection.com and click on it. It's right on the top bar there. It says Energy Shift Inner Circle, and it'll show you how to join us tomorrow night, Tuesday. If you miss it, don't worry. I'm going to do it the next Tuesday. I was just doing it once a month. However, now I'm going to be doing it every single Tuesday for a while. There'll be no extra charge. It does say when you sign up once a month, but I'm going to do it every single Tuesday for a while because these energies are shifting so quickly. In that, we'll get together, kind of talk about this. I'll clear everybody in the group's energies to feel it more uplifted. We'll go deeper into the understanding of what's being expected of us step by step, because if you have awareness, it's much easier to shift than if you're guessing. For those of you that choose to join me Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday at the For Heaven's Sakes bookstore in Denver, or if you need a phone appointment, I'm going to give you 1 whole month free of the Energy Shift Inner Circle so you can experience that. All you have to do to be included in that is claim it by making an appointment Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday at For Heaven's Sakes Books at 303-964-9339. And again, you can call in and make an appointment if you don't happen to be in Denver. And just remind me, and I'll put you on that list, and then you'll have access to that 1 month for free. It's just so important right now that we shift, we change, we grow, and we open our hearts. Have a great and wonderful evening. For those of you that's joined me live on Facebook, I really appreciate it. I don't generally have such serious messages, but right now it is serious. It is time. And again, if you know somebody who's having sleepless nights and they can't find anything to attribute it to, oh, I'm sorry, I wanted to add one more thing. The other thing I found among clients and people I talk to is not being able to sleep was a big one. Extremely vivid dreams, very, very vivid dreams, resolving issue kind of dreams, and very restless. That's what I had today. In my poor office, I paced back and forth for most of the day because I was so restless. And those are the things that are really pervasive. If those things are happening for you, time to get moving. Time for you to make that connection stronger in whatever way works for you. And as always, big love, hugs, and kisses. If you're making an appointment, I look forward to speaking to you soon. If not, feel free to private message me or comment below here on Facebook. And as always, be sure and share this with other folks that may be feeling the same thing so that they have some understanding about what's happening for them, because confusion and frustration lead to fear, and clarity leads to love. Big hugs and kisses, everybody. Have a good night.